Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tracking Studios. Today we'll be doing a somewhat Thanksgiving themed episode because this week will be Thanksgiving week, which is the Thursday on the third week of November. That's when it is. So it can change. It can be the 24th. It can be the 25th of November. It just depends on where the date falls on the calendar. And so the city that we're focusing on is Plymouth, Massachusetts. It's not a big city at all. Very small, but it's historically important for the United States. As usual, we'll be going over 3 sentences. We'll be going over it normal, then we'll be going over it nice and slow, try to listen to the different sounds and make sure we get it all broken apart for you. And then we'll be able to go over 3 vocab words. Everybody did really well, and there's only 3, so it will be nice and short. And then I'll go over some more context about why Plymouth, why did I choose it, and how that fits into Thanksgiving. So here's the first sentence. Plymouth Rock was where the Pilgrims landed. Plymouth Rock was where the Pilgrims landed. Here's the second sentence. Native Americans gave food to the Pilgrims at the first Thanksgiving. Native Americans gave food to the Pilgrims at the first Thanksgiving. Here's the third sentence. The Mayflower was the ship that brought the Pilgrims to North America. The Mayflower was the ship that brought the Pilgrims to North America. All right, here are the vocab words. The first one doesn't make any sense when you first see it. It looks like if you just look at the word, it looks like Plymouth. That's not correct. You pronounce it Plymouth. 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 So, Plymouth, Massachusetts. The second word is Pilgrims. 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 The third word is brought. 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 All right, well, here's some context. So when we say pilgrim, there's 2 types. There's a pilgrim with a little p and a pilgrim with a big P. Pilgrim with a little p is anyone of any religion who goes on a journey to important holy sites or to, on a specific journey where they go and they exercise their spirituality that way. That's a little p. You have Muslim pilgrims, you have Christian pilgrims, you have Buddhist pilgrims all over the world. However, in this particular case, you have pilgrims with a capital P. These folks were a very specific sect of Protestant Christianity in England during the 1600s who believed a very specific interpretation of the Bible and were more or less persecuted by the Anglican Church at the time, just because they were different than the main culture. They decided that they wanted to leave. Some went to Holland, some went to the United States, and they called themselves the Pilgrims because they were going on a journey. And that was the main reason why they got in the Mayflower, which was the boat that took them to North America, and they went to Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock is odd because it's a literal rock, like an actual rock with a date on it, and it's also the location of where they landed. So it's an actual rock, and it's a place where they landed. That's why we call it Plymouth Rock. The first Thanksgiving is a part of American culture of us looking back on an event and then making a holiday based on it. The Pilgrims at the time didn't think, oh, I'm having Thanksgiving. What happened is that you had a whole bunch of pilgrims come to a new continent, not know how to hunt very well, not know how to grow crops. And so the Native Americans came, provided them with food, and taught them how to plant corn, how to hunt properly, where to hunt, these types of things. So in 1863, President Abraham Lincoln took the mythology and the story of this first Thanksgiving and turned it into a national holiday. That's what we know now. So Thanksgiving with the Pilgrims is a result of people in the mid-1800s in the United States looking back on something that happened with the Pilgrims, connecting the two, and making the holiday that we know today. So that's basically why pilgrims you are seen on like holiday cards. It's always the guys with the weird hats and the belt buckle and the weird, silly looking gun thing that they have. That's the reason why, is because it's a part of our, mythology. It's a part of our story that helps kind of create Thanksgiving going forward. And so, yeah, that's basically it. That's kind of a long explanation, but it's really interesting to study the American historiography around Thanksgiving and why the Pilgrims are involved. Well, thank you very much for your time. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and always feel free to look at Thanksgiving through a historical lens. Look at Thanksgiving of like how it evolved over time and how it continues to be kind of an endearing, really important part of the American culture. All right. Thank you very much.